Welcome to the Illuminati broadcast. I'm your host, David Moore. What's up, y'all? I'm your messiah, David Moore. Let's go. Alright, so we're just talking about MGK. We're just talking about Brendan Urie. We're talking about how to destroy the Illuminati and turn them against themselves. But let's talk about Horus and Set real quick. In Yu-Gi-Oh, you see that the Pharaoh is Horus, right? So Yugi is Horus, and Seto Kaiba is Set. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Set is seen with like a powerful phallus iconography, and he's all about being dominant. And Horus is effeminate, like he's more softer and more gentle and more kind. But he has to defeat Set, and for some reason Horus always wins because he's the rightful heir, no matter what. And Seto's just like, oh, like why do you get to be the pharaoh? Why can't I be the pharaoh? And Horus is like, because it's my job, like, it's mine. Like, I'm going to take it. But there's a part of the story where Set ends up sleeping with Horus. And that makes sense because you can see that with Seto and Yugi. Seto uses Yugi as, like, Seto is attracted to Yugi. And I guess that's kind of, like, crazy, right? But with me, like, I know a lot of straight guys are obsessed with me. Like, they don't have to be straight. They can be gay, they whatever. But guys are obsessed with me. They like me. And I'm like, I'm ugly. Why do you like me? Get away. You know? But it's because I'm the pharaoh. I have all this power, and they want that. So what Horus does is he, like, steals his seeds. It steals Set's seeds because Set sleeps with Horus. And instead of being inside of Horus, Horus uses those seeds, puts it back in the river, and he creates cabbages, and then he feeds them to Set, and Set eats them, and Horus is like, well, I win because you ate my seeds or something. I don't know, something like that. But when you look at the tablets with Yugi versus Seto, you see Yugi using Set's phallus, his rod, his dark magician. That's Seto's spirit. Seto has a Millennium Rod, Dark Magician has a rod. And they both look the same. And then you have what's his name, Seto Kaiba summoning Horus above him, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, because Horus is that silver and that blue, that water and that sun, that moon, that reflection, the divinity. And when you look at the hawk, the falcon that it's represented of, you hear Blue Eyes screaming like a hawk or a falcon, right? And then the blue and the silver represents, the white feathers and the blue and the silver of it. But, yeah. And then he has, like, a monster reborn, like an Ankh. And that represents, like, reproduction, right? So Seto's like, I can always just keep creating more of you. I can keep winning. I can defeat you. And Yugi uses the Swords of Revealing Light, actually, as his, like, main component. And those would be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So Libra is seen as the owl or the vulture. Aquarius is seen as the eagle or the hawk. And then Gemini is seen as the swan or a duck, right? But those also represent, like, the truth of the journey that we're going on, because it's communication. It's those swords, spades, remember? And he uses that to hinder Seto and stop him from being able to attack him. So I've never been hurt by the Illuminati. They've never been able to hurt me. Like, no matter what they do, no matter what I say, they can't destroy me, they can't stop me. But I always destroy them. It just takes a little bit of time for me to just be like, feel sorry for them. And then for some reason, when I feel sorry for them, they get destroyed. It's so crazy. I don't understand it. Like, I'm like, man, I feel sorry for them. And then they start breaking down. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, and then there'll be moments where I just strike them and they least expect it with my magic, and they get destroyed pretty quickly. And then there's moments where I keep trying to beat them, and everything around them gets destroyed, but they're still alive. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm figuring out their tactics a little bit. I'm figuring out how things work a little bit. I might not have it down to a T, but I'm figuring it out little by little. Yeah, so, but then the Egyptian gods are watching from behind on the tablet. It's just very interesting. So I'm watching season 0 over again, so I can kind of get clues and hints as to how to defeat them a little bit better. Yugi uses his opponents against him, against themselves. Like, let's say with Pegasus, Yugi summons, I don't know if he summons the Chaos Soldier, the blackluster soldier just yet. I think he does, but also he summons the magician of black chaos, and that's showing because Pegasus is funny, right? And the magician of chaos is funny. He's a jester, a serious jester, a gothic jester. And Yugi's like, hey, like, I'm putting a little bit of my goth influence with your funniness, and this is what comes out, right? And that's what Yugi's about, those magical hands to tame. He's a beast tamer. He tames other people's beasts. He tames their spirit and turns it against their opponents. So maybe that's something I could do. I could tame MGK's spirit and turn it against him, right? Because we have that story about the scorpion and the crocodile, and the scorpion stings the crocodile and they both sink into the water. And it's like, well, I can make him turn against himself, right? At the end of the day. That's just primal nature. And Pegasus shows Yugi that. Pegasus is like, hey, this is what you're doing. Like, you just absorb people and you use their own spirit against them. He's like, I'm gonna try your tactic and see if I can win. And he ends up losing because he's not Yugi, he's not the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh is the winner, always. So he's like, well, I'll take it back and back and back and back and back and throw it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he just wins. He's just really good at that. That deception, almost. But also truth. It's like completely true. He doesn't lie to win. He just believes in the truth and he knows he's gonna win, just like I do. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm just tired of it, you know? But I think we'll find the answers and we'll get there where we need to be, to where we can be happy. So let's read a little bit about the cards and see what they say. I think we're figuring things out a little bit, right? Let's see what other things that we noticed about... I always think, too, like, Zork Necrophage is Red Eyes Black Dragon. Yugi is also the Blue Eyes and the Red Eyes Dragon put together because Yugi has purple eyes, right? So you have the red and the blue, make that purple. And that's Yugi. He's both Horus and he's all the Egyptian gods put in one. So that's why they just can't defeat him. They're like, which one beats him? None of them beat him because he's all of those things. He can't... Yugi's not going to hurt himself. He's going to destroy you, if anything. But he's so kind and merciful to a fault. And that's just like how I am, right? And that makes sense because the anime is based off of me, off my life journey, off my stories, and where I've gone through in my life and what I've been through and what I do and how the victories look and what they still are to this day. Obviously, they're a little more cautious now because, you know, I'm getting stronger. So, like, they're just like, oh, dang, like, we might fall down the ship with him, but who knows? I don't know how things are going to turn out in the future, but let's see. How are we gonna defeat MGK? You know what's important too is the silent magician. That's me. That's what Yugi uses to win at the end, is the silent magician. He's like, I win. He's like, I'm done arguing. No more excuses. I'm gonna win. I just win every single time. Like, oh, you want to come back to life? No, sorry, I win. That's what Yugi does. So for me, I'm like, I don't really want to make videos. I don't really want to tell people anything. I just want to win. All right, so MGK, he got the Knight of Swords. So what I'm seeing is I can create like a golem, like a knight, that is all about swords, and he can see the truth, or he can see things. Maybe he can see what MGK's doing, he can see what MGK's fans or followers are doing, and he can attack them. And like maybe possible leads, so anybody that's willing to sponsor MGK and destroy them. So I guess his money is his supply, right? I got another Nine of Swords, and then this is the direction of east. So it's letting me know that he's receiving these messages, he's hearing everything out, and he's kind of like a tower or an antenna, and he can hear and see things, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's move towards the sun. He got the diamonds, so he has money. He has a lot of money and blessings, but it's a 6, and it's a straightforward line. It's almost like a curtain, so he has this ability to like hide behind something and come out like a magician almost. He goes, hides, comes back out like a curtain, you know? So he has this curtain ability where he can do things behind the scenes, make money, and then come out. So that's telling me he does something underground dealings. Then 5 of Hearts, upright, which is unfortunate. He has that in his trouble, in his Mars. So he uses love as a form of manipulation and punishment to hurt others and control them. But that's also his weakness. So now that we know that water is his weakness, we could use water spells on him. Let's look at his moon. He got King of Diamonds, and his King of Diamonds is ignoring his fate as destruction, and he only sees himself winning. So he's very cocky and full of himself, and he thinks he's gonna win, and like whatever I send his way, he's gonna be able to defeat it. So if he has this rock energy and I'm using this water energy, it lets me know that he's gonna be able to withstand that pressure. All right, let's go to his Saturn, his third Saturn, which is Ace in Love. So yeah, he's like, I'm the one you want to be with. I'm the one you need. I'm everything that you want and need. Like, I'm blonde, blue eyes. I'm tall, blonde hair. Like, let's go. Like, I'm sexy and skinny. I'm rock and roll. Like, I'm what you want. Like, I'm everything you need. How can you use water against me? Like, you're just going to hurt yourself. You're just going to waste your own love energy destroying what you love the most. And I'm like, okay. Next we have Jupiter, right? And that's Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. It's telling me that once, actually, that just from hearing something like this, being able to, that's the thing. I think that's another power right there, is once you reveal somebody through a reading like this, that extinguishes their flame. That weakens them. That destroys them. This reading is going to destroy him. That's powerful. So my water is going to extinguish him. And he's like, you can't hurt me. You can't destroy me. Because he's that red archfiend, right? That fiery spirit. Yikes. We should probably look at his zodiac later. Let's look at his Mercury. Oh, he got that Earth Mercury. It can't be in reverse, and it can't be upright. We see that it doesn't have a reverse or an upright. So it's this absolute destiny that he has. So the spirits, even on the other side, are like, yeah, we're gonna help you destroy him with magic. So while I do all the magical work, the physical realm's gonna do all the physical work, right? So the magic's gonna do all the physical work for me. I don't have to do anything. And Mercury is very powerful because he's a game. He loves games. Mercury loves game. Hermes loves games. He loves to have fun. That's why my Mercury, so Gemini is associated with Mercury, correct? But it's also from the planet Venus. So it has this duality of air and this earthly element. So it's air and earth, right? And that's what that is. I got that air magic, and it comes out to me in this reality. So I have Hermes as my little guardian angel that does what I want. So Hermes, I'm like, yeah, let's destroy him. Let's play the game. Let's go. And then for Venus, we have Knight of Wands. This one's very interesting to see Knight of Wands in Venus. It's almost like this new... Venuses are always new beginnings, and it's always about love, but it's about self-love, right? Because you're loving yourself. Like, what do you admire in life? And now I can see, like, you know what? I like this magical world that I live in. I like putting myself above them. Like, I like to win. I like to defeat my enemies. I like to destroy them. And that communication's coming through, and he's receiving it. He's receiving, like, oh, dang, I'm challenging the Pharaoh, like, and I think I can win. But I know I'm gonna lose because he has magic, and I don't have that kind of magic. He can't beat me. I think another thing that's important to know is that he would be considered weird, right? Like, if we were playing the Illuminati card game, he would be a weird character. So that would be like the Chaos Apple. And usually with the Chaos Apple, they're just like the Discord society. And that's what he is. Like, he just relies on people to hype him up. He's weird, that's how he gets noticed or attention. And then he bounces back and forth a little bit between being weird and normal. A little country, a little hip hop, a little rock and roll. He just becomes normal, like everybody's cup of tea. So he's weird, but he spreads himself out. He spreads himself thin. Yeah, that gives me a chance to think about some strategies. I'm going to have some stuff to think about, some rituals. So definitely water is going to help me. I can think of some spirits that might be able to do the job. I'm going to have to work on that one. Because I'm trying to find, like, a balance in my own magic to be able to, like, efficiently destroy them. Because I like to do everything. And if I get bored fighting one person over and over again, it just gets annoying. But there's going to be something there I can use against him. There's ice, which is associated with the moon, which is the cups and the water. Yeah, maybe there's something that I could freeze him or stop him in his tracks, or maybe even his fans freeze whatever it is that is fueling him in his life, and watch him dwindle and fade away. But then the Illuminati's just gonna throw somebody else out there, right? So I have to be able to make it where once he gets destroyed and stopped, that it just keeps spreading and it keeps destroying whatever else they put out next. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. We'll figure these things out little by little. We'll understand them. Let's see if there's a message. Four of Wands. Fire, energy, motivation, a clearing an empty space. So we have this empty space right now. Let's take advantage of that. Relax and enjoy life and let it be filled. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you later. Bye.